of October 1932 in Gaul, Ralph Ignatius Thomas Ullis received his primary education at St. Aloysius College in Gaul and St. Anthony's College in Kandy. Ullis began his career as an assistant teacher at Royal College, Colombo, which laid the foundation for an illustrious journey as a veteran educationist. R.I.T. Ullis went on to be the founding principal of one of Sri Lanka's leading education institutions, DSNI College, Colombo. Ullis joined the public service and served as a state secretary to the Ministry of Education from 1989 to 1993. R.I.T. Ullis founded the Gateway International School and served as a chairman of Gateway Group until the time of his death on the 28th of November 2013.
Sir, you empowered us with the power of knowledge. You helped us move ahead with unending motivation. As a leader and a human being, you are a true inspiration. Let's virtually join for a religious blessing and pay tribute to our founding father.
Following the traditions, the director, the principal, academic and the non-academic staffs of Gateway College Kandy made a contribution to the Askariya temple for the offering of Gilampasa to Lord Buddha and the Venerable Mahasangha.
This great personality once carried me on his shoulders, feeding the little me milk rice, bestowing his blessings for me to become a great leader one day, during the auspicious occasion of laying of the foundation stone, hence adding another branch to the Gateway family. As little children, we had no idea which dreams of ours would become reality, what our future may hold, and the doubts and the fears we need to overcome when we step into adulthood. We never knew that the little words and gestures appreciating us on our victories and achievements from such a great individual would serve to teach us a wonderful lesson. A person who evoked a feeling in us through his powers of speech, leading to what we later knew was a form of inspiring us as children to do our best. This noble person is none other than the pioneer of Gateway Group, late Mr. R.I.T. Ullis, whose footsteps we now follow, commemorating his leadership and the lessons that we learned during our school life. Representing the entire student body as the head boy of Gateway College Kandy, I take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to this esteemed institution for the tireless efforts taken, not only to impart knowledge but also to mold us to become balanced individuals who would one day in the future be the leaders of the nation, paving the path to open avenues to see the world. We pledge to undertake the responsibility, taking steps in his continued legacy. Departed soul of late Mr. R.I.T. Ullis. May you rest in peace, sir.
Yesterday evening at 6 o'clock, some members of the Gateway family gathered in front of the school to pay tribute to our founder.
Sir R.I.T. Alice was not just a leader to us. He was a motivator, a best friend, an inspiration, and overall, he was a god to all of us. Now, I would like to read out a short extract from Sir R.I.T. Alice's autobiography, which was written a few years back. He said, "This is a story of an unfortunate child. The wicked father of this child had left the family and gone in search of better pastures. So naturally, this child was fatherless. So to him, I became the father figure and he became quite attached to me. We had long chats and I became his role model. He used to come to school in the mornings even without a cup of tea sometimes. He had to go home and prepare food for himself and his mother because his mother came late as she worked overtime. Ultimately, we made it a point for him to have lunch from the canteen. This sort of rehabilitation was something which I relished. Later, I realized that the role of a principal is a rehabilitator and not a person who will assault, dismiss, or sack children. This role of a rehabilitator is very important because nation building starts with children and their emotions. If this child was not tackled in the way that we tackled, he might have become an insurgent. These are the things that gave me a new life and new thinking into education."
Hello everyone, I'm here to recite a poem about our founder, Mr. R.I.T. Alice. Dear Mr. Alice, you were a parent, a teacher, and loved us all. You taught us to be brave, you taught us to be strong. No matter our sizes, big or small, you gave us knowledge, the best we could find. You gave us enlightenment, truly one of a kind. You empowered us to be the best. Hard work comes before good rest. You energize us to move and grow. As a child, as a teammate, as a student, we know you may be gone, but this much is true. Dear Mr. Alice, for all that you are, for all you did and still do, we just want to say we love and thank you.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven.
Mr. Alice, you are the father of Gateway, a true parent who loved all of us the same, a wonderful principal, and a special teacher who taught us right and wrong. Like a candle, you lit up the lives of our Akis and Ayas, inspiring them to be better. When we hear your name, it is with pride and the deepest of love. When we see your face in pictures, it is with the greatest of respect for all your hard work, helping us stand tall and proud and without fear. When we think of you, you truly are our mascot, the Griffin. a symbol of courage and boldness. It is your courage and strength that gives us Gateway students the wings we need to fly to our success. Thank you for our education, for our discipline, for our team spirit, and for making our path to be helpful grown-ups. It is all because of you. We have seen your picture and it fills us with pride. We hear your name and it fills us with love. We pay our respects to your monument on Founders Day. And in that way, we will always be holding your hand. In the darkest of times and in the brightest of days. Thank you for all that you did for us. Our Father of Gateway, Mr. R.I.T. Alice. Thank you very much, sir.
I consider myself very fortunate to have had the privilege of being able to begin my teaching career with Gateway College in the year 2000 under the caring and fair guidance of our most respected chairman, Mr. R.I.T. Alice. I cherish the memories of our dear sir's frequent visits to Kandy, a visit we all teachers eagerly look forward to. During these visits, he made sure to find time for us, no matter how tight his schedule was. He was very concerned about our job satisfaction and never forgot to inquire about our families.
Mr. Alice was a great educator and I learned 3 important things from him. He always said to practice the 3 F's with students. To be firm, fair and friendly. I try to practice that even today with my students. And he had been an inspiration and a great father figure to my life.
Mr. Alice is one of the best person I met in my life. At times he was a teacher to me, he was a father, he was like a father.
Mr. Alice treated all of us the same in every aspect. He got us all around as one family. He attends all the funerals, weddings, and made us all proud. I still remember the day he attended my wedding. And also, he's a person who doesn't expect anything in return but only work for the child. May God bless him.
Gateway was always the second home for me for the past 20 years. Sir, you were a very sincere and a joyful person among us. You created a very friendly environment in the school. Talked to us and inquired about our families, and especially our children, whenever you visited us. Sir, your encouraging words will never fade away.
Sir, it was your loving and enlightening words of wisdom that inspired and motivated me to be the teacher I am today. Nothing else empowered me more than when you called me close to you and told me that you saw my smile in my dancers when they were performing on stage. Your energizing presence at rehearsals brought out the passion in us through every performance. I will cherish your love, care, and fatherly affection always. With love and my utmost respect, your loving brother, Vatsala.
Our dear sir has been the best mentor a teacher can ever have. His kind and humble nature will always be remembered and missed.
As part of the Gateway Kandy administrative staff, we are proud and honored to be part of the Gateway team that constantly strives to take forward the vision imparted onto each one of us by our founder, Mr. R.I.T. Alas. The vision being work for the dear child at Gateway.
මල් පිපෙනවා පොළොවේ අත්අල්ලාගෙන ඇවිදින්නට සංසාරේ බලා ඉන්නවා තව දවසක් එතුරා පියාණනි මම ඔයාද දෝනි පියාණනි මම ඔයාද පුතුනි සීතල පින්නක සදෙලියෙන්දාවා මල් පෙතිරතිලා මල් කුමරිය වීලා සඳලඟ තරුවක් වීදිලියෙන් නම්මා ඔබ තුරුවේ තරුවෙලියක් වීලා සුවඳමයි සුදු මල් පිපිලා කඳුළු සලා පොළොවේ තනිවිලා පිළිවෙති මල් පිපෙනවා පොළොවේ අත්අල්ලාගෙන ඇවිදින්නට සංසාරේ බලා ඉන්නවා තව දවසක් එතුරා පියාණනි මම ඔයාද දෝනි පියාණනි මම ඔයාද පුතුනි පිළිවෙති මල් පිපෙනවා පොළොවේ අත්අල්ලාගෙන ඇවිදින්නට සංසාරේ බලා ඉන්නවා තව දවසක් එතුරා පියාණනි මම ඔයාද දෝනි පියාණනි මම ඔයාද පුතුනි
ලෙස අපිට පියාණන් කෙනෙක් වගේ ඉන්නකන් අපිට සැලකුවා ඒ වගේ තමයි අපිට හැම මොහොතේම හැම දෙයකටම අභිවත් කරලා
අපි ළමයි පොඩි කාලේ ඉස්කෝලේට ආවේ ඒ රැදි කරගත්තු ආයතනයෙන් අපේ ළමයි දුරුමා කරගෙන ඒකට රැකිට අස්වාද කියලාද හොඳ මුස්වාගේ ජීවත් වෙනවා
දැන් මම මේ දෙපළේකට හරිම ආදරේ දැලස්සටයි අපිට ගොඩාක්
සර් අපිට පියෙක් වගේ තිබ්බා අපි සදා නායකතිය සෙල්ලට මේ ආයතනයයි අපි දිනුන පාදගත්ත මේ ආයතනය සෙල්ලට පිය
A teacher, a father, a role model. These are a few words that come to mind when describing the late Mr. R.I.T. Alas. At a prize giving many years ago, chief guest Ranasinghe Premadasa, the then Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, asked Mr. R.I.T. Alas how many children he had, and without a second thought, Mr. Alice replied that he had 5,000, referring to all the students under his tutelage, who he lovingly referred to as his putas. That slim anecdote embodies perfectly Mr. Alice's nurturing spirit and his approach to education. He was also a father figure who left an indelible mark on all his children. In fact, his routine visits to school would always take him to every classroom, where he would speak to all his darling students and teachers. And as the years went by, even as his health wavered, he would keep this tradition. Such was his dedication. Mr. Alice didn't see teaching as a job. To mold an individual, he said, was the greatest gift. His achievements in the field of education are countless, and his accolades many. But the road to his success was long, winding, and full of obstacles. His is a history of a true underdog. He recounts in his autobiography that he faced many hardships as a child growing up. He would go on to credit his late successes to this experience. His perseverance in the face of adversity and his undying determination to raise education in Sri Lanka to new heights is an inspiration to us all even today. It is impossible to speak of the great Mr. R.I.T. Alice's achievements without acknowledging his seminal contributions to public education in Sri Lanka. At both D.S. Senanayake College and Zahira College, he pioneered his vision of unity in diversity. These schools reached new heights under his stewardship. While his work with D.S. Senanayake and Zahira colleges were indeed trailblazing, there is no greater testament to his life's work than the Gateway Empire, the fruits of his labor and love that you and I are part of today. And for that, and much more, we fondly remember our founding father, Mr. R.I.T. Alice, today. And though I have never had the pleasure of meeting him in his lifetime, his legacy has touched many of us that came after him and will be passed on through generations. He truly was a beacon, a light, and we can only hope we tread his glorious way. Thank you.
Our devoted Father, lifting us from the abyss of melancholy, emerging from the shadows like someone extraordinary, like a potter, bringing our strengths to existence, celebrating persistence through time and distance. Sir, you truly are the epitome, our guiding light, teaching us to abide by the path of your endearing sacrifice. We sing our praises in your name, perpetually, throughout our school life, ever the same. From a young determined lad to a father, indestructible and grand, you were our shelter, someone who would never wilter, even if you falter many times over. You will always be remembered, your smile infinitely etched within the realms of our consciousness. Our devoted Father, the reason for our path to never stumble and falter.